Action one.
So here's our opening shot of the short film loop. And we love this location. It was not the most comfortable to work in. We were working with very minimal lights. And so not the most perfect shot. Here's Jason Buterin and Mike Busan, and dragging our star is Ursula Maria. This is how we treat our stars. So let's rewind this and figure out how we're gonna save this. Remember, post is not about what we wish we had. It's about what we do have and how to maximize it, take advantage. So if we zoom in at 300%, we can see that there's a lot of video noise. Not pretty. And so we're going to reduce the video noise. There's plugins and filters and processes that help us. We're going to letterbox so that we can reframe, and we might be able to add some camera motion, some tilt besides the parallax of pulling back. I think if we darken the floor and the sides, we can focus our attention much more on the subjects. We can also make it feel scarier, as well as the floor nastier and dirtier. And so if we add a shaft of light, would be cool. Just emphasize the architecture. Maybe add some dust falling through it. And I think maybe some flickering lights would be really nice. I just think it will make us feel that much more uneasy. I think that can also add some sound design elements. So I can see it's so monochrome that by the time we color grade, we might want to add some little splashes of color. Just a hint, something for the eye to latch on to. Looking at our initial scopes, we can kind of verify all the problems we see. Here we are looking at an RGB waveform, and we see there's room to adjust the pedestal and the saturation, as well as the gamma. And then here we do our initial noise reduction. We add the letterbox so that we can begin to think about how it might work. With the initial color correction, we see there's potential in the shot. To control all the mask, we create a null object, and with that we'll be able to attach the masking, which has to move to follow the shot. We can attach them to the positional keyframes of the null object, which is tracking the corner of that door. Here we mask off the bucket and the sides so that they're not so distracting, and our attention is focused on the characters. Obviously, that is a shaft of light. Obviously not the way it's going to end up being. So we soften the edges. We'll deal with transfer modes and opacity in a minute. But here's the real issue, is creating all the keyframes to cut out these three subjects as they move through it, which means these masks are going to have to be animated. And I create a separate mask for each basic shape that forms the body. But by doing this, the subjects move through the light and not behind it or on top. Here you can see the keyframes, the positional keyframes of all the masking for just that shot you just saw. So it's not hard, but it is tedious. Now by creating a separate mask and we cut out the center, we get to do further adjustments to just the center and control the sides in a different way. Here's obviously a before and after, and you can really see some of the fixes and what's going on. Zoomed in back at just 200% this time. And so, you know, a lot's been repaired. Here you just see the shaft of light the way I'm going to do it, just a hint of the dust. And a lot of this stuff you don't notice when it's so small, but on a big screen all this stuff would be very, very obvious. And here's a very rough mix of our initial sound with the final picture.